Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Hope you're having a good week so far. Now we're back into the free queue at the moment. Whenever I get a chance to pull out stuff I can from the free queue, I'm always going to dip for the heaviest stuff going. And there's nothing heavier by a long shot than the NuMetalcore scene coming around at the moment. And it's getting bigger, it's getting better. There's loads of bands coming out with this sound now. We've got a ton of stuff to check out in the queue. Because of that, I've lined us up actually 6 bands, potentially 6 bands that we're going to check out today. We're going to see how it goes. Just going to keep rolling on. I really want to check this stuff out. It's just a great listen, a great experience to it. So I've lined up 6 great bands to check out. I'm not sure we'll get through all of them, but we might do. If we do, it's going to be a long one. The first band we're going to look at today is called No Life. These guys are on the BVTV, and if you're not subscribed to BVTV, you want to get over there straight away because they're the guys uploading this kind of stuff from all over the world. Sick bands. This one came out just from 4 days ago, sorry, not 4 years ago. And these guys are from New Zealand. I don't know if we've actually had any New Zealand guys on the channel before. That's cool. Now, every single video that you're going to check out today, even if we get through all of them, is going to have a flashing warning. That's just something that these guys do. All their videos are flashing and crazy as well. So if you've got epilepsy, you can't enjoy the videos of these kind of bands. The track's called Knives Edge. Let's kick off with these guys. So sick, man. This music is some of the sickest music I've ever heard in my life, and I've been following metal now for 20 odd years, always looking for the heaviest bands, the chunkiest riffs, the hardest guitar tones, the sickest, heaviest drummers, the shoutiest, most aggressive vocalists. This music has got in spades in all directions. Man, it just absolutely kills. I love what these new generation are doing with this music, and the mixers. You've always got to give a shout out to the mixers as well with this music, because it's them that have made the sound as well. You know, music's never sounded like it has before, and that is because of the mixers as well. Jesus, incredible, loud, powerful, still with the clarity. You can still hear every member of the band, doesn't get drowned out with distortion. I honestly don't even know how they do it, but they do it, and they do it amazing. So sick. Man, this music gives me a buzz because it's just so heavy. It's an experience to listen to it loud and have that forcefulness coming through your ears. You can feel it vibrating, you know, your headphones and your ears and everything else. It's so sick, and it just punches so hard, kicks in the door. It's aggressive, it's heavy, you know, it's not cleans and all that stuff in this. It's aggressive. I love the lyrics and stuff as well. There's a new school edge to the lyrics as well, which I like. And man, all those extra aim and breaks and synthy parts coming in, chopping it up. There's loads of sections in this kind of music, moving it around. Sick, new school, bouncy kind of riffs with dope guitar tones and stuff like that. You can tell they've all got 8-string or baritone guitars with ridiculous tones. Oh man, I just get so pumped up listening to this music. Everything about it, I'm like putting my ear to all these different things, and everything about it is like, yes, it's dope. Love it, man. I can't keep talking so much about all the bands, because if we're going to get through 6 bands, we'll be here forever if I keep going on like that. I love this music. The next band is called Redtide. This one came out just 2 days ago. So it's absolutely fresh, brand new, Never King. Let's get it on the screen. Enjoy this one. You never need to turn these bands up, ever. Cool. That is a chopper. So many sections in this one. Heavy as hell. So many breakups and switch abouts in this one as well. Absolutely crazy. Man, Sick band again. I say I don't want to go on too much about these bands because else we'll never get through all the videos. But yeah, just absolutely loving the sound. And as well, I wanted to mention, sorry, this music's not just heavy and pounding, it's grooving. You can get straight into the pocket, move your body about with it, give it a bit of a kind of shake and a wiggle as well. Very nice. This is a new one from the band called Spliced. Came out 3 days ago. The track is called Hypocrite. Again, watch out if you're sensitive. So dope, man. Great. Sick guitar tones, sick riffs, new stuff, amazing drummers in these bands as well, all working the kit in a nice way. Heaviest, aggressive vocals as well. High quality video with that one. Really, really nice. Man, you can't ask for any more out of these bands. Super dope. Next band's called Resistor. The track's called Meant to Be. as well. That was one of the thickest, heaviest tracks I've ever heard in my life. And again, you gotta say, shout out to the mixers of this music as well, because that was single string. I've got no idea how you make a single string bass and guitar sound that fat, that full, that thick and dense, and just like a solid block of sound, and still leave space for the drums and the vocals and some DJing and mixing and scratching as well, which all came through nicely. It's just ridiculous. I mean, whoever mixed this, let's see if it says on the thing, whoever mixed it needs to do a video. Recorded by Anthony Lepardo at Westfall Studios. Well, I'm going to tag him in this. If you watch this, Anthony, please make a video, even just on how you make guitars and bass sound that full. Because it's a ridiculous sound. I've got no idea. Like, it's not just turning it up loud, because then it just distorts and goes, and there's no room for anything else. It's not that. But somehow they managed to get it so loud and thick and just like an absolute wall of sound. I mean, I can feel it vibrating in my ears. I'm not just listening to music. I'm getting physically assaulted by the music at the same time. Probably getting tinnitus and all the rest of it as well. But it's worth it for the experience. I mean, it's just so sick. Guitars have never sounded that full and thick and powerful as they do in this music. It's just incredible sound. Love it. Let's keep going. The next band's called Dispositions. The track is called Death Rattle. Another great video on this one, I think. Here we go. ridiculous. It makes me laugh how heavy this music actually is. As someone who's been into metal for like 20 odd years, and as I say, always looked for the heaviest band. I've always been pushing on, man, who's the heaviest band? Who's got the heaviest guitar tone? Who's got the thickest riffs? Who's got the biggest breakdowns and things like that? You know, you've been through it all looking for that next heaviest thing. And nothing has even ever come close to the sound of this stuff. It's just ridiculous heavy. And even though they might be playing some riffs that have been played before, they've never sounded like this. It's just so ridiculous, man. That was such a heavy track. Ridiculous. The last band, we got through them all today. No worries. Oh, man, we haven't even made it to half an hour because we have been kind of flying through the bands. This music is just the sickest stuff. We're going to finish off with PaleVoid. They're new to the channel. PILLFEEDER featuring Kenny Stroth of Dead Vectors. Oh, I know what I wanted to mention as well before I forget this. The one thing we haven't seen from these guys is live performances, and that is what I want to start checking out next. So all the bands that have been on the channel today, if you happen to watch the channel and you think, yeah, it's cool that this guy's checking our music out, I want to start seeing some live shows and live recordings, nice live recordings of you playing live shows of this stuff, because yeah, it sounds incredible in the mix, but does it sound as good on stage live? Can they replicate this kind of power, this kind of force on stage? I'd be skeptical about that, which is why I want to see and hear what it actually does sound like on stage and a nice recording of that. I really hope they can produce it on stage as well, because if they can, man, that would be an incredible experience live as well to see these bands. But I'm skeptical of that because I do feel like it's tips and tricks within the mix and within the DAWs that have been able to represent the sound in this way. But if they've managed to do that on stage with just amps and cabs and things like that as well, I'll be very, very impressed. This is PaleVoid. The track's called PILLFEEDER. amazing. I've absolutely loved checking these bands out today. And if I'd lined up more bands, we'd just keep you going. But I don't want to go on too long because no one will end up watching the video. If you want to check out the latest, dopest stuff, this is it. This is the heaviest stuff going. It's the freshest stuff going from the younger generations, bringing new ideas to the table, new guitar tones, new riffs, dope drumming. The only thing I would like to hear that I want from this music that it's not quite giving me just yet, and I do think we will hear it. We've had a little bit of it today, just a smattering, some blast beats and some grind edges. It's got everything. It's got the hardcore edge. It's got the slamming, thorn and gent and modern, fresh stuff going on, and the bounce and the groove. It's got so many dope things going on with it. But one thing it doesn't quite tick just yet is that chaotic edge, that grinding edge, that blasting edge, and to just move it into a bit. I mean, there is some nice chaotic stuff going on in the drums, I must admit, actually, but not in a grinding way. It's more in a kind of, you know, kind of Phil's and Tom's way. I'd just like to hear some blasting, some grinding, just move into some real raging grind. Doesn't have to be for very long, just to add that, just to tick that box as well. And then that's it. We've done everything, because it would just give you everything then. It's giving you the power, the drive, the aggression, the groove, the bounce. You can move your body to it as well and get into the pocket. You just get absolutely pummeled by the sound. So yeah, it's just got everything going on it in a fresh way as well. One thing I really liked as well, because we've had some lyric videos and the lyrics on the screen stuff today, and you can read the lyrics. I think the younger guys have got some nice lyrics going on as well. Drugs and kind of being a letdown and stuff. The kind of hopelessness that some of the Gen Zs feel within, you know, all recessions and all of that. The world's in a bad state at the moment. That comes through the lyrics. There's an aggression there. They're angry at the world, but also kind of there's a sadness and a misery in the world as well to it. And that's all coming through in a nice, fresh way in the lyrics. I'm really feeling it nice. So, man, these guys just are killing it. I think this stuff is some of the dopest stuff I've ever heard in my life. These are 6 of the heaviest bands I've ever heard in my whole life. And I've heard a lot of bands in my time. So, man, that's saying something. I used to think Black Tongue were the heaviest band on the planet. And then I did think Humanity's Last Breath were possibly the heaviest band on the planet. But now all 6 of these guys today could be the heaviest band on the planet. They're just so friggin' heavy. It's like a heaviness you've never even heard before. And I'd say a shout out to all the mixers of the bands today. It's not just the bands in this music, or on the record at least. It is the mixers. They all deserve a shout out because they represent this sound in a way that it's never been heard before. Although, as I say, I would like to see some live stuff. I'm subscribed to all these guys' channels. They never seem to upload live stuff. Sometimes you get a guitar playthrough and things like that. But I'd really like, I know these guys are playing gigs. So if you go to a band like this and they're playing a gig, if you can get a nice recording, even an iPhone can do a fairly good recording nowadays. I just want to see if these guys can represent this sound live. If they even get anywhere close to the power and the fullness and the thickness of the sound that they've got on the record, on the live scene, they'll have done amazing. But if they can really get close to it, man, I want to start going to these kind of gigs, because it would just be so, you just get pounded by the sound, you know. It'd be like, you'd have to watch out if you've got a dicky ticker or something like that. It'd be crazy. So I hope you've enjoyed these bands today. I've absolutely loved them to bits, and I hope all the bands who've been on the channel today watch the channel, enjoy me gushing over their music and being so kind of just up on it, and they want to send over their videos as soon as they come out, although all the ones I've put on today have come out like in the last few weeks anyway. This is all fresh new stuff because it's just exciting. There you go. That's it from me today, guys. I hope you're having a good week so far. If you want to get on the channel, if you're in a band like this, head over to the website and send us your stuff over so we can start looking at your band as well. Other than that, we'll see you when we see you next. Cheers. Bye.